weekend plans are, mine involve not going to work, which makes me really happy. So, you know, we live in DC, and that's like, if you ever go to a bar and you kind of like, you know, meet somebody, stand there, and question number one, what do you do? And I hate that question. So like if one of you asks me, like, oh, what do you do? Then I have like a fancy way of talking about it. And you say, oh, well, actually, I work in data aggregation for an investment consulting firm, which sounds really exciting. But actually, for the lay people in the audience, what that means is that I press copy and paste all day and think about killing myself. No, don't worry. I'm not going to kill myself. I take meds for that. But so I don't know if like any of you guys have a job that you really can't stand, but like there are things that I just need to do to like keep my sanity and just make myself feel better and like get through the day. And one of those things is I like to just think about all of the buzzwords that my managers use. So you guys are sitting in the front row, which means I get to talk to you. Do you guys have any like buzzwords that your bosses use or that's tossed around your office? Synergy. Synergy is like classic business lingo. No one knows what it means anymore. It's lost all significance, but everybody thinks that the more you say it, like, the more synergy you'll have. So the first one, I like to call this like a glossary of buzzwords, a garden of bullshit, if you will. And the first one is, I feel like this is Management 101. I think everybody has probably heard this one. Transparency. Yes?
Yes.
Sal's nodding. So transparency, like, it's a real word. It means something. It's supposed to mean something. It's supposed to mean that you can tell what's happening, like behind the scenes. You can see through something. My bosses seem to think that it's a magic spell. So here's like a normal sentence that we'll get in my office. Well, we're really happy to roll up our sleeves and get in front of the group to discuss the upcoming transparent process changes. We really think it's important to provide additional transparency regarding the transparencies that we're trying to make more transparent. It's like they think that the more you say the word, the more true it will be. Like they're just gonna say it 3 times and suddenly we'll forget about the layoffs that just happened. But that's not how the world works. I don't know if you've noticed that you can't just say the thing that you want over and over and over again and have it work. I will actually prove it to you in case you weren't sure. This is not a chair. This is Ryan Reynolds. Now, Ryan Reynolds and I, we go way back. But one of the things that we really like to do the most is just to get it on, like, in front of other people. We're just like, sometimes we're just like, Ryan, tell me if you like this, okay? So sometimes it's just like, oh yeah, okay, that was really good. Tell me when you're climaxing, Ryan. This is Ryan Reynolds, it still hasn't worked. Do you know how many times I've tried to make this work? Like, I've performed this so many times, it's never worked. It's hard and it's made of wood, but it did not star in Deadpool. I'm not bitter. So moving on. Glossary entry. Ryan, calm down, Ryan. So, entry number 2. This one is more specific to my office. I've never actually heard this anywhere else. And that's a little phrase that they like to say often. And that phrase is operational tightness. I'm going to say that again. Operational tightness. Shit was tight. Operationally. Yeah. Your operations are so tight. Oh, too tight. Better stretch, loosen up those operations. Don't want your operations to be too tight. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Does anyone know? Because it just makes me feel kind of dirty saying it. Like, are you feeling uncomfortable now that I've said it so many times? Am I making you uncomfortable?
Oh, not me, but maybe this one.
Okay, if I look at you in the eyes and say operational tightness again, is that going to make you a little uncomfortable? Okay, good. This is making me uncomfortable and I don't want to do it again. I think that they're trying to be efficiency, but like my boss, every single time he says it, like I swear to God, he'll be like, operational tightness. We really need to make sure that we maintain operational tightness. Like, what? To me, the only thing that I can think of when I think about operational tightness is like, it just sounds like something a porno director would say. Just like, you know, Jasmine, I'm really digging the face that you're making in these scenes that we're doing, but I really want to make sure that you maintain operational tightness throughout the Jasmine knows all about operational tightness. You know who else has some tight operations? Ryan Reynolds. I'm gonna leave you with this one. This one, we're in a meeting. Two people who nobody liked or respected got promoted to middle management. Surprise! Corporate world. And so somebody asked in the meeting, like, what were the traits that you were looking for that caused you to choose these two people? And we got an answer, surprisingly. But we only got one reason, and that one reason for why these two people were promoted was that they displayed an over-the-cliff mentality. An over-the-cliff mentality. I don't entirely know what that means, but the one thing it makes me think of are lemmings! Those things that jump over cliffs! They follow each other off of a cliff! There's this thing about leadership where blindly following someone else off a cliff doesn't seem like the kind of thing you want when you're looking for a leader. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when I was growing up and I really wanted to watch that R-rated movie that my friend Alex got to go see and my mom wouldn't let me, and I'd be like, but Mom, Alex gets to go watch Wild Wild West. Actually, I think rated PG-13 now that I've said it. And my mother would say, well, if Alex jumped off of a bridge, would you? Well, apparently, if the answer to that question is yes, congratulations, you are management material. That's my time.